Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be checking out this Razer BlackWidow V4 keyboard. This is going to be my first impressions video, and we're going to do a more in-depth content in the near future. So getting on with the unboxing, you can see that this is going to be quite a large keyboard. First thing in here we have is going to be the keyboard. Then we're going to have two braided cables. I'm not exactly sure why there's two, but we'll figure that out. We're going to have an instruction manual. We may have to reference this because this keyboard has a lot of functionality. And then last but not least, we have this wrist rest. So this is a very high quality looking wrist rest. I've never seen anything as cool as this. Firstly, if we look on the front, this soft cushion right here, this thing feels like some Mercedes leather or something. It feels really high quality, very luxurious, I guess you can say, leather. Definitely a good job on Razer here. And then if we look on the bottom, you can see that there's gonna be a nice little text here that shows for gamers by gamers, and that's Razer's slogan. And then you can also see that this thing is covered in grips, so there's going to be no slipping around. And if we look over here, you can see this is the part that connects to the keyboard. So in order to put this wrist rest on the keyboard, all we do is just simply put it down, and then this part right here is going to be magnetic, and we just push it against the keyboard and boom, it's attached, and there's going to be no slipping between the keyboard and wrist rest as you're using it. And first impressions with the overall comfort, it feels really nice. This wrist rest is really doing wonders right now, and I'm very happy with this. This is like the best wrist rest I've ever used in any keyboard. Just feels so good on my wrists. This genuine high quality luxury leather. Huge fan of this. Now this feels a little low to me, like everything feels a little flat. I kind of want some angle on my keyboard, so I'm gonna go ahead and prop the legs up here, and in order to do that, there's gonna be two adjustable angles on the bottom. We have level 1 adjustment, and then you can prop it up even higher. I'm gonna go ahead and try the highest setting to see if that feels any better for me. And while we're on the back, you can see that this is where the wrist rest attaches to the keyboard. Let's go flip this thing back around, plop it back in, and now let's actually try typing on it now. Oh yeah, this feels way better to me. When it's propped up on the highest leg settings, it feels more ergonomic for me personally. It may differ for you. Just try out the different leg settings and see what feels better for you. Now this thing has a lot of buttons, knobs, and features, and the quality is also very high as well. I mean, this backplate right here is made of metal. It's cold to the touch, so there's gonna be no bending, nothing. This thing feels like a tank. Let's go ahead and actually turn this thing on and see what it looks like with the RGB lights and all that. Now there is gonna be two cables attached, which are braided, and they're gonna have two different purposes. One of them is going to provide power to the keyboard, and the other one is going to provide the pass-through. Basically, anytime you press a key and it registers to your computer, one of the cables is going to be responsible for that. So make sure you have two USB-A slots available on your computer if you plan on using this keyboard. All right, so we just now plugged this thing in, and I found out what the wrist rest connector for is, and it's for the RGB light that runs along the side here. You can see that this light does go across the wrist rest like that, and it looks really, really cool. And then the keyboard itself also has a lot of different lighting effects going on here. Now let's talk about some of the media controls on this keyboard. Firstly, up here, you can see that there is going to be a knob that controls the volume, and then there's going to be some dedicated media controls. We're going to have a previous button, play, pause, next, and a speaker off button. And then on the left hand side of the keyboard, you're going to have the command knob. And basically what this does is if you rotate it, it's going to adjust the brightness by default. And then if you press the button, it goes from green to red. You can see that now this is just going to zoom in and out. And then if you switch to blue, this is going to switch your applications when you rotate the knob. And then if we click it again, yellow is gonna allow you to scrub through your timelines, whether it's music or video editing. You can scrub through things, and it's gonna really fine-tune that process. And then you're gonna have 5 additional macro commands on the left hand side here, which allow you to do different things like whatever you want. You can make it a text sequence, open a specific app. The software really makes this keyboard ultra versatile. And then I didn't notice this earlier, but if we turn the keyboard to where the knob is over here, you can see that under here there's going to be 3 buttons, and these 3 buttons are going to do different things. One of them is going to be a screenshot button, another one's going to be game mode, and then the last button is going to allow for you to open the task view mode on Windows. And these 3 buttons can be configured in the software. And then doing a quick overview of the software, everything can be customized. Every button is configurable. The only thing that is not configurable is going to be the command dial at the top left. The side buttons that I mentioned are configurable. All you do is click it and then you assign a different customization settings. It can be a keyboard function, a mouse function, a shortcut, switch profiles, a lot of different things. And then if we scroll down, there's going to be things like gaming mode over here, command dial, colors, frequency, polling rate, and then at the top up here there's going to be lighting settings, and here you can adjust the brightness, advanced effects, quick effects. Here's the different quick effects like fire and a whole bunch of different options. Running through the software entirely in this video is going to really make the video much longer than I want it to be, so I'm going to make a dedicated video for that in the future, so stay tuned for that. Now this keyboard is going to be using mechanical key switches. If I actually go here and pop a key off, you can see that this is going to be using the green switches from Razer. And these switches are going to be very clicky, and here's a little click test for you guys to hear exactly what it sounds like. As you can hear, this is going to be a very loud keyboard, so if you need something that's not going to disturb other people around you in your environment, then you may have to get their quieter switches like the yellows. These greens are going to be equivalent to blue switches in traditional mechanical keyboards. Now these are going to be double shot PBT caps, and they're going to be concave with some texture. So this is pretty much one of the highest quality key switches that you can get in a keyboard, so good job on Razer. I'm not cheaping out on that with their BlackWidow V4 keyboard. So this is going to be a great keyboard for someone who wants pretty much every feature you can get inside of a keyboard. Media controls, macro commands, buttons on the side, an additional USB-A port built into the keyboard to plug in your devices. If you really need that extra functionality and just high quality build, high quality wrist rest, then this keyboard is going to be perfect for you. To see my full review on this keyboard, be sure to click the video right up here. And with that being said, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.